All right, hello. I'm actually really excited to do this reading. Um, we've had a huge energy shift with Jupiter moving into Capricorn, and I have been waiting for this for so long, all year. Uh, I'm calling this reading Pearls of Wisdom. Uh, anyway, all year we've had an alignment that we're never going to see again in our lives happening, and that was the square of Jupiter in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, both in their rulerships. Neptune ruling Pisces, Jupiter ruling Sagittarius. These are both mutable energies. One is fire and one is water. And the only way I'm going to put it in a certain way, and maybe a little story or something like that. And what it reminds me of is bow fishing. When I was young, I went bow fishing with some friends. Get out on a boat, you get a bow, and it's actually tied to a rope or like a wire, and you basically harpoon the fish. And there was a distortion in the way that we see these targets when you're looking through water. The fish looks like it's right there, but actually that's the water kind of it's over here a little bit. So there's a little bit of a distortion, a discombobulation, um, and that's kind of the way these two planets have been interacting. You know, we had lots of political jarring and discombobulation and very much in that arena, and lots of spiritual warfare, and uh, it kind of has that effect on these areas of our lives. Truths, skewered truths. Um, Kind of like when you also, or if you stick a pencil in a glass of water, it don't go straight. It kind of cockeyed. These are kind of how this is a conundrum between Pisces and Sagittarius. So you've got the centaur up here taking aim, but his aim is really might be off because of the distortion or the discombobulation. That's one point of view. But then you've got the fish's point of view. The fish don't really have any clue what's up there. It's in a complete different realm. And actually, there's a veil. And whether the water's clear or what, they really can't tell what's on the other side. It's kind of all left to the imagination. What they do feel are the vibrations. If you rock the boat too fast or yell too loud, it sends vibrations through the water and it scares the fish off. That's very much how Pisces functions on a vibrational level. And that's why I've called my channel Psionic Astrology, because in my opinion, me being a Pisces, it's me writing these vibrational, interpreting these vibrational waves. That's something we Pisces are just, that's our thing. Anyway, if anybody want to know where that psionic come from, that's what that come from. Everything is vibration. They've done proven that. The planets rotate and vibrate. The cells down to the micro, macro. Everything rotates and vibrates. The universe makes a sound. The planets make sounds. Everything functions on vibration. So anyway, I feel that Jupiter has hammered me all year long with these distortions on whatever side of the distortion field you're on, and it moving, and unfortunately Jupiter is supposed to function very well in Sagittarius, but unfortunately this year it didn't because of this square that we'll never see again in our life. So I feel Jupiter moving into Capricorn during this, and this is about the Gemini full moon. I'll get to the full moon here in a minute. But the huge vibration shift for anybody, any of the mutable signs, should be able to feel Jupiter moving into Capricorn, and that the targets start getting clearer, as opposed to hunting fish. This is more like out in the open, hunt frog or a goat or something of that nature. The targets you can see, it's clear, it's focused, it's calculated. It's not so elusive. And it also doesn't have Neptune working against it. It has Neptune working with it now, with Saturn, Pluto, Venus, and it has the energies of the nodes as well that charge. So this is, and Jupiter is going to stay in Capricorn for the next year. It will not move into Aquarius until about this time next year, which it will do very well. There will be a huge energetic shift then. This is a big one too. And I relate, and I've got some notes out here in space. You can't see them, but I can. I've got some notes, and I'm going to start using more, storytelling or analogy, metaphor kind of thing. Think of Jupiter in Sagittarius as Dumbledore. Positive teacher, guru, a mage, a wizard, just colorful and funny and beneficial. Well, that Jupiterian energy is shifted now. And he's still the guru, but Dumbledore now, Jupiter has turned into Snape. A more hard-edged, disciplined, cold, disconnected. Not saying that that's, necessarily a bad thing. Malefic. I actually enjoyed the Malefics. I did my little Harry Potter, which one would you be in, and I ended up in Slytherin, of course. I actually function under malefic energies quite well. But it's the shift from, like in the beginning movies, everything was like positive and playful and new and explorative and all this stuff, and it was new experience and the magic and colors, and it was just a fantastic movie. But by the end of the movie, when that shift, that it got very Capricorn, when Snape took over the school and things were kind of monotonous, cold, hard, drudging, cruel, relentless, motionless, disconnected, black and white. And that is kind of going to be the theme for 2020. And I've been talking about this in all my videos about how next year is going to be a significant year. And it's going to be a hard year for a lot of people. Some people will get really focused. Some people will get that discipline. Depending where this configuration is happening for you in your chart. But that's kind of the flavor. It's going to feel like if you're, struggling is going to be one of the worst struggles of your life. Where if you've got goals and targets and stuff, these things are really, you're really going to have some momentum. You're really going to be able to manifest things next year if you use the energies right and stay a little disconnected and just kind of go with the flow. You do have Neptune in Pisces here, kind of giving you that go with the flow for a long time. I mean, we've got a long time before this Neptune moves out of here. So, and that's supporting these, it's supporting it. But anyway, I wanted to get is also, I feel, with the South Node or the North Node in Cancer, an opportunity to harden, to grow stronger. Capricorn is a very, very strong sign. It's one of the strongest signs. It's a cardinal earth sign. It's all about strength. And unfortunately, it's also about time and age. And you know, this could affect people. You may notice in the next year that you aged more than you've ever aged in your life. You may notice more gray hairs than you've ever noticed in your life, more wrinkles in your face, more, you know, soreness, more, you know, teeth falling out, bad, your skin getting bad, hair falling out. Jupiter coming into this sign is just going to blow it up. It magnifies it. So, you know, the thing is to not push too hard, because here's the conundrum of Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter rules expansion and magnification, amplification. Saturn is restriction and boundaries. So that's why Jupiter does not function well. It's not that it don't function well, it's just not its natural home, which is Sagittarius, you know, wide open skies and, you know, open-mindedness and, you know, stuff like that. This is not the time for Jupiter. He had that time, and unfortunately was squared off by this guy over here, the delusional planet over here. But also, and that's just one of the bad aspects. That's just the square aspect that I felt. But Jupiter, you just can't fight this Capricorn restriction, expansion, transforming Pluto kind of thing going on, defragmenting South Node. It's you know, take the hits, take the blows, and deal with them the best way you can. Just go with the flow. And with it trining here with Uranus, you can expect some unexpected situations dealing with government, law, politics, social structures, money, valuables, your body, unexpected bones breaking, like I was talking about, you know, unexpected, you know, trying to push, you know, cut your finger off or something, you know, which I know some people have done that. But huge energy shift just happened. Plain and simple. Jupiter into Capricorn, all moving toward this huge stellium buildup at the beginning of the year. This is just the precursor of what's to come. And I felt it. I can feel that vibration, the psionics. I can feel it. I'm trying to portray it artistically through my virtual reality system. This is how I'm portraying the psionics of the time, this section of time that we're experiencing. So anyway, that's all been happening during this Sagittarius new moon cycle. And in my last video, we were talking about this new moon in Sagittarius is an opportunity to change our perspective, to change our view, to come to a higher truth, to try new experiences. Sagittarius rules experiencing things, getting out there in the world, out there, and experiencing things. So that happened, and we are still in the cycle of the new moon in Sagittarius, and this full moon, the culmination point of this new moon, will be in its opposite sign, which the full moons 99% of the time are usually always in the opposite sign of Gemini. And the full moon always reflects back. It's like holding a mirror up and looking at the results of, the outfit you tried on. You're like, I'm going to try this outfit, this new outfit. You look in the mirror and that's what you see. Well, that's kind of how the full moon acts. And you can always find the answers in the reflection on the other side of the coin. Your answers are always in the opposite sign. So this new moon in Sagittarius, which deals with higher truth and new perspectives and stuff, I've got a bunch of stuff over here in my notes. We're looking at it's shining a light on its opposition, Gemini, which is facts. In order to come to a higher truth, you must have all the facts. And this full moon, in my opinion, is going to be a big one, especially for the mutable signs. And the theme that I've kind of, for this full moon, is tell them what you mean. Tell them what you feel. What do I mean by that? And what I mean by that is, let's look at what Gemini rules. Gemini rules facts, knowledge. It rules communication, transportation, open-mindedness. It rules versatility. I've got a bunch of stuff down there. Freedom, and variety. It rules all these things. And, what does Sagittarius rule? It rules truth. It rules beliefs. It rules faith, foreign matters, foreign lands, foreign languages, expansion, experience, and optimism. So the moon, what does the moon represent? The moon is our emotions. And what have I been talking about in all my videos? The main theme of this year is the planet to look at, because the North Node is in Cancer, is the moon. So the moon coming on top of the ecliptic of Gemini says, speak your emotions. Tell them what you need to tell them. Are you in a new relationship? Or do you think you're falling in love? This is the time to tell them. For that truth, that higher truth. Are you not attracted to them, or you're not connecting? This is where you need to tell them. The truth, the facts. Get it all out there. Geminis have that's the thing with Geminis, is that's their thing, is communicating. And they're very disconnected from their emotions. They tend to gravitate toward logic rather than emotions, depending on one's personal chart and where their planets are and other aspects. For the most part, classically, Gemini is a very detached, polygamous kind of sign. It rules polygamy and bisexuality and open-mindedness and versatility and variety. Are you a Gemini who doesn't want to commit? You need to say it. If you feel like you're being pressured into a commitment that's not going to work, or the other way around, if you feel like you want a commitment, you need to say that as well. That's what I'm saying. Tell them the truth. And that's just a relationship alignment, a relationship aspect. This could be tell them the truth at work, 6th house issues. Or it could be tell yourself the truth, 1st house issues. I need to be honest with myself. What am I telling myself? Depending on where this alignment is in your chart, that is the theme, is tell the truth. Say it. You must speak it. Air signs are some of the hardest signs to read because they're so detached from their emotions. Not all, but generally they are the masters of, you can't tell how they feel. You might be able to tell what they're thinking because what they're saying, but they're very disconnected from their emotions. And unfortunately, that's going to cause a lot of problems throughout the remainder of this year. Now, next May, when the May-June area, whenever that North Node moves into Gemini, oh man, we get to look, Mercury takes the spotlight. Geminis take the spotlight. Geminis get replenished and re-nurtured, and they will be the ones leading um, the field, the energetic field, the psionic fields in 2020, early 2020 into 2021. But for now, it's about the moon. And the moon doesn't particularly, like Gemini that much. It's not that it don't like it, it just don't function because it's a feely planet. It's not a planet, it's a moon, but it's a feely. It provides feely energies as opposed to Gemini, was a more communicative and more intellectual. But that's just where we're at in the sliver of time right now. So, the beginning I was talking about pearls of wisdom, and this all ties together, and it's just so awesome. We have Mercury has been in retrograde for a long time now in Scorpio, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So this is also highlighting Mercury's activity in this vibrational field, this time field. And so what does that mean? What does Mercury and Scorpio mean? Well, first let's look at Scorpio. We've been talking about Mercury being communication and logic, and it rules a lot more than that, but basic. Scorpio is the underworld. Scorpio is a water sign, and it is a subconscious sign. It rules stuff like fears and survival and, revenge and darker matters. The shadow side is a shadow subconscious below the surface, things that lie below the surface. It's a very power hungry sign. It's a very powerful sign. And Mercury it went all the way through the sign and then came all the way back, retrograded, and it's gone all the way back through. So he is grinding information, trying to understand stuff like these fears, these power struggles, these toxic situations have probably been coming up for a lot of people. Trying to control your emotions, with a highlight on this moon and water element. That's why the moon is in fall position in Scorpio, because Scorpios they try to bury their emotions, and the moon doesn't like that because the consequences can be very devastating. Think of a scorpion that can kill you. But Mercury has been in the underworld. He's been diving down deep into these subconscious fears and the survival mode, and digging up these pearls, I'm going to call them, because he's about to come out of shadow with the info, with the message. And by the time this full moon hits, here in Gemini, Mercury will be in Sagittarius. So, wow, that is the truth will be revealed. Do you need to cut ties with people? Do you need a new fresh start, new experiences? This would be the time to break away from that stuff. And also, one of the things about Gemini is it rules, Sagittarius ruling long distance travel and foreign matters. Gemini rules short distance travels and your kind of like day to day routine places. Mercury is very day to day routine, but like what I'm talking about, like your neighborhood, like not Aquarius neighborhood, but like the store you shop at, or the library you go to, or the restaurants you eat, or the friends that you talk to, or you know, the route you take to work, or stuff of that nature. Maybe it's time to take a new way to work, or try a new movie genre, or something of that nature. This is a very spontaneous new moon. It's very experimental full moon, and it's time to step out of your comfort zone um, during this full moon and tell the truth and experience new things. Come to a new perspective. Invite new perspective into your life. That was the new moon cycle that started in Sagittarius, bringing in new experiences, new perspectives, new views, new truth. Do you need to kick someone out of your home? New experience, North Node, Cancer, changing the system, just as an example. Um, but anyway, I think that is all I wanted to get across with this, these pearls of wisdom, this sliver of time, the psionics that are happening right now, the interpretation and the restriction and contraction of the psionic waves. That's just the only way I can put it. I can feel it. But prepare. The next 40 days is the stage. We're walking up to the stage of this huge conjunction, and this new reality that's going to present itself to us next year. But anyway, love you guys, and I hope that helps. Love you. Peace.